Leo, welcome back from the trenches to the cosmos, where we take life lessons from the trenches and we align it with the wisdom of the universe. Listen up, Leo. Something, something had to end for you. Something had reached its breaking point. Something mentally, emotionally, or situationally, it had to close out. Now we're stepping into why the pressure hasn't gone away and what it's actually leading to. So, Leo, if you've been feeling like things got heavier after something ended, like instead of relief, you felt pressure build, then this reading right here is going to explain why. Look, Leo, right now, you have the Sun, Saturn, and Neptune. It's all moving through Aries, activating your ninth house. Now, this is the house of your beliefs, your direction, your purpose, your truth, and the path you believe life is going in. So this is not surface level energy. This is your life path that's being activated. And when we apply the predictive astrology method that I like to use, we break it into three layers for you, right? We're going to break it down into the activation, the psychological shift, and the outer expression. Now, the activation is your ninth house. So naturally, this begins to trigger deeper questions within you. Where am I? Where is this going? Is this really for me? Do I believe in this path? Am I aligned with my truth? Or am I just maintaining something because it's familiar? Now, the psychological shift for you, Leo, is where the pressure begins, because you don't just have the sun bringing awareness, you have Saturn and Neptune involved. And when these two get together, listen, look, Saturn alone brings pressure, responsibility, structure, and reality. And then you got Neptune, right? Neptune, it likes to dissolve illusions, removes what isn't real, and it exposes where you've been operating in something that no longer aligns with you, that no longer serves you. So when these two combine, what happens is the illusion of your path starts to break down, and the reality of your path, it starts to weigh in on you. So this is where you begin to feel internal tension, where something that once made sense, it doesn't feel right anymore. And Saturn, it doesn't know, it doesn't let you ignore it. It pushes you right in front of your face until you address it. It forces you to face it. Now, as the month progresses, this energy intensifies because around mid-April, Mars enters Aries, activating the ninth house energy. So now it's not just mental or emotional, now it becomes action orientated. Now you feel the urge to move, to change, to do something about what you've been feeling, right? You got to exert that energy. And this is exactly where your tarot came in. When I did your intuitive tarot spread, because what I pulled here shows how this energy is actually playing out in your life. Now, the Tower, the first card that drew in the shuffle was the Tower in reverse. This shows that after the ending energy from the short, right? Because the short I had shown you the Ten of Wands. The Tower shows there is still something in your life that you've been trying to hold together, something that already showed you cracks, something that's unstable, but instead of letting it fully fall, you've been trying to manage it, control it, stabilize it. Now, the Tower in reverse is not avoiding change, it delays surrender. And the longer you delay it, the more pressure builds, which brings you to the Ten of Wands. This is where the weight comes in. All right? Hope you guys can see that good. This is where the weight comes in. This is the pressure, the responsibility, the mental and emotional load of trying to carry everything at once. This is the energy of saying, I got it. I can handle this. I got this. But at the same time, feeling exhausted. And here's the truth about the Ten of Wands. This is not just about being busy. This is about carrying things that no longer align with your next level. That's why it feels heavier, because you've been trying to take on something with you that it no longer aligns with your path. And it's not meant to be with you. And this is where everything shifts. Because the final card that came out for you in the spread is the Six of Wands. And this is victory, Leo. This is recognition. This is rising above. This is breakthrough energy. This is what happens after you go through all the pressure. You don't avoid it. You don't suppress it, but you move through it. This is you coming out of the situation elevated, strong, seeing things differently, and in a position where you're no longer carrying what once weighed you down. So when we bring this all together, right? If we bring this all three of these cards together, something ended. You tried to hold on to what was left. You tried to hold on to it, and that created pressure. The pressure forced awareness. The awareness is now pushing you into action, and that action leads to elevation. You're rising above the situation, Leo. You're not overwhelmed because life is too much. You're overwhelmed because you're trying to carry something to a next level that doesn't belong with you. You gotta let it go. So to be honest, you gotta be honest with yourself. What you're still trying to hold together, that already showed you it's time to release it. Because this is not happening to break you. This is happening to position you. This is happening to elevate you. All right, Leo, that's all I have for you. You already know what we do here, Leo. All right. I hope you enjoyed this message. I'm working on getting a mic, so these messages could come across clearer. You don't have to hear too much stuff going on in the background, but Amazon sent me 2 mics and both were defective. I had to request a refund. Alright, but that's just my luck when you have Mercury as a ruling planet and it goes in retrograde 4 times out of the year. Anyway, Leo, listen, hope you got something out of this message. Get a like. If it didn't resonate, share it anyway. It might resonate with somebody. And until next time, from the trenches to the cosmos, where we take life lessons from the trenches and align it with the wisdom of the universe. Stay blessed, Leo. See you next time.